The hour of 6. This is 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. It's a glorious Friday morning. Let's just get stuck straight into it. Felicity Appiah-Ampofo, chief forecaster with the Ghana Met, joins us now on the phone lines. Felicity, hello, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm much better than today.
All right. The line isn't too clear, so Felicity, hopefully you can reposition for me. What does the weekend look like? We have lost Felicity there. We'll try and raise her back on the phone lines, find out what the weather will be looking like today, Saturday and Sunday as well. 3FM 9. And Felicity is back. Felicity, I hope the line is better now. Good morning again.
Good morning. I can hear you very loud and clear.
Fantastic. So can we. What does the weather have in store for us for today in the capital and beyond, and also the entire weekend?
Okay, thank you so much, and good morning to our dear viewers and listeners. This morning we are having a rainstorm moving over Burkina Faso, and it induces cloudiness over the upper east, upper western part of the southern sectors. For the coast capital and its surroundings, we are anticipating some slight rain this morning over just a few places. By afternoon, we expect the sun to also shine on us. By evening, we expect some localized development of rain and thunder over Volta, part of Oti, Ashanti, and slightly north of the coastline. Into the evening, we expect the Ashanti and part of B to also be affected. Tomorrow, Saturday, we expect isolated to scattered cases of thunderstorms with rain over the middle, the transition, and part of the northern sector, with just isolated cases expected on Sunday. Temperatures will be between 30 and 33 across the 16 region. The state of the sea will remain rough during the weekend. The Volta Lake super cool for fishing activities. However, the times that we are anticipating some localized development of rain and thunder, fisher folks need to take precautions so that they don't get themselves entangled on the Volta Lake.
Fantastic. Felicity, grateful as always, and we'll be looking to the socials for subsequent updates to follow.
Most definitely. Thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend.
You as well. Have a great weekend again. Felicity Appiah-Ampofo, chief forecaster with the Ghana Met. 3FM 92.7, urban lifestyle radio station. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.
For a door to open, but that door was mama's Gucci. I know we all stay hoping for open doors, pause and you see. We day inside, then we know no self say we day inside since the doors been open, but we still greedy for more doors you see. I have a life, I got the knowledge, so don't need the fees. You make the doors, you change the locks, I still go find the keys. And if you interrupt, I meditate to find my peace. That's why it's hard for me to drop my keys and chase your keys. Focused, I'm fucking focused, nothing to touch this focus. While we stay up and working hard, some are still wiping noses. I'm growing, please up my doses. Feeling like I'm the chosen. One way they come, they open. I got you all open, and then if you don't never allow it, but recharge your energy. I'm living life and I keep creating memories, creating melodies. These melodies, now because I feel Safi
31 minutes past the hour of 6, 3 FM Sunrise on 3 FM 92.7. This is the pulse of the nation. Thank you so much for deciding to start your morning with us. We do this in tandem with you. You are an integral part of the show this morning. Apologies, there won't be Johnny's Bite this morning. I think he told us on Tuesday himself that the doctor's orders are that he stay away for a few days, get some good rest. You know, sometimes when you bite, you have to relax your gums, relax your teeth a little bit. It's only right. Let me say good morning again to Michael Ogbodu and one Sixtus Ullo in the studios. Gentlemen, how are we doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
How did we sleep?
Oh, we're good.
Restful?
Yeah, kind of.
How many hours? Trick yourselves. Michael?
This day say,
was it 6? Did you get 6 hours at least?
I did like some 4 hours, woke up.
Oh, no.
I was up another 2 hours, then I topped up 2 and then Charlie.
Okay, so slept for 4. You broke it up with 2 hours of I don't know what, but went back to sleep after 2 hours.
Hey, you have to calm down. What is that? You don't know what? What are you trying to say?
Know?
No, but I stand with Helen.
Thank you. I'm just laying
You
out.
can't be breaking your
Thank
sleep like
you.
that. I mean,
Okay, so everybody was asleep apart from me. Does that help?
That makes your issue worse.
Apart from me, it's only me that was awake.
Okay.
On my phone.
Oh, okay, sure.
See?
What you were on is also quite key. But Michael, it's good to see you. 4 hours and some 2 hours top up. I'll score you a B+. That's good. You're on track.
I have no
Sixtus,
idea.
How many? What? What time did you take note of what time
And
you fall asleep?
he is talking about someone. He didn't sleep. Cry. What were you doing?
You did. Whoa.
You are there. It's okay.
No, because I said here yesterday.
You know when you came here, I was like, why are you looking so tired? Oh, now I
I'm
understand.
always looking
Are
tired.
you putting the pieces
Oh, it is clear.
together? Yeah.
For a while now, I'm always looking.
Hey!
No, you can ask the back end.
So we should be
they see
getting
me
our
every
white
morning.
attire ready soon.
We have some already. We just have
Maybe
to.
just iron it, get it ready for an unveiling. You
If I
know.
done 60s.
It is the job. It is the job that makes me
Massa.
tired. It's
How
not-
many babies are
So
born
good
in
morning
Ghana
to Lois.
each year?
It's time
The
for
stats were
leave.
out. How many children? I'll get back to it. Yesterday, I tuned into a program. We're talking about our child birth rates and so on and so forth. You guys are populating the earth. We love to see
Which
it.
guys?
Ghanaians. Which guys?
We just wanted to be sure.
What else is there to do?
What do you mean?
Apart from childbirth, there are no jobs.
Charlie.
There are no sources of entertainment. No, this is a serious matter.
What do you mean no sources of
Helen.
entertainment?
Let me tell
You
you.
There's
cannot
movies,
afford, as we sit now, Helen, you cannot afford to take a stroll on the streets of Osu, have a drink in peace, and go back in one full piece. You cannot afford to do that.
Come on, 6 to
If
that's
you step,
not
the
true.
moment you step on, you see when you take the Akwaje interchange,
Yes.
and your car is facing Osu, that alone is 200 Ghana. The moment you drive to Dankwa Circle,
No, so you park the car, you walk, just walk and be in.
No, the Ford I even brought you there,
in-
cries.
they walk in. No, okay, so that's 150 Ghana.
Okay.
The walking be
The
150
walking
Ghana.
alone is 150 Ghana. When you get to Dankwa Circle and you turn like you are facing Osu, just by facing Osu, whether
How
you are
much
facing
is that?
Osu or the Labone side, that's 100 Ghana or 200 Ghana, depending on
This is
where you
just
are
the
facing.
walking, oh.
This is just the walking.
So where's the
Then
money going?
you go to one of those popular places there, then the moment you pull out a stool, bar stool, and you sit down, then my brother, my sister.
Well, 6 because you mentioned, money walking through. At some point this morning, we'll be talking Adrianomics because you've been engaging on one of our posts. A lot of you lamenting. There was a post that went viral with a Kenke Sports indicating that a single ball of Kenke now costs 7 Ghana cedis.
Charlie.
And if I read some of the responses, you guys are telling us that your favorite street foods have now quadrupled. Even Kofi Brokeman is not something you can
that one
casually forget about.
The least said about it, the better.
I used to eat Kofi Brokeman
The other
as if
day,
it was a...
I was saying in the office that back then you could just fried yam or sweet potato.
Yes.
That was just a quick buy.
If you don't have
Very
money,
cheap.
then you buy those ones.
Yeah.
Even listen to the name, Kofi Broke Man.
See, the other day I said I was hungry. They should just buy fried yam for me across the street.
Oh, you should have gone to Samani. He posted some small 10 pieces that he bought for, I think, 10 CDs or 12 CDs.
So one
you
is
should have
one CD.
consulted him before you made that request.
By the time they were done with me, I had spent 25 Ghana.
What?
And now I quite
But what did you get? You got protein as well.
What
Some
is protein?
sausage.
I just bought the yam and the egg.
Just yam and egg.
Yes. So I was like, I could have eaten fufu with this money.
Are you sure?
Hey,
With
25 cedis.
25. No.
No, you eat fufu with.
There may be a very,
Then
if you
how
get
much?
fufu, 10 Ghana. They do
Then the
fufu 10
meat's
Ghana.
15.
there may be
One.
a very humble
Yes.
fufu. A very humble.
That's
fufu.
very, very
Very
humble.
humble. Very humble.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my point is, are you sure that the food vendors are not the problem?
See, I sometimes I
we
think
sure?
to some extent I think they actually are, because if you do the math, to some extent. However, I still also, when you look at the broader perspective, like you see the gari we go and buy when you buy wachi. You see the sprinkles they give you for 1 CD. How much is 1 cup? How much is 1 cup? Then you go and buy spaghetti. How much is a pack now? You buy, they boil it, then you see this is like they count it too.
And you know they watch it too. The minimum they can scoop for you is 10 Ghana.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's dependent on your location. I don't know.
So I think these
But
days
the
it's become
minimum
the
is 10
standard. It's
Ghana.
become the standard.
So
actually.
if a ball of kenke is 7 Ghana, hey Charlie.
No, but you see, the thing is more problematic than we think, because you see, these used to be everyday go-to foods that if you don't get cry and you don't
Oh, you can
But
at
these
least
days-
take the kenke with some hot pepper and God is good.
you know. And you see, Sixtus, I've been to wache joints that I have seen young men come and buy wache without protein, because you just if all you have is 10 CDs.
Watch it 10 Ghana, shitonkwa.
and that's how critical these things are. And you see, these are also foods that at least we grow to some extent locally. The yam conversation is serious. Now a small tuber of yam, 50 CDs. Small tuber. Sisters, that 50 CDs, me and you, if we close our eyes, we can eat it all.
Oh, yes.
50 CDs, yam, one.
Medina market a few days ago. If I tell you how much I procured this tuber of yam, maybe you tell me, yesisi mekakra, maybe.
How much?
90 CDs.
I'm not surprised.
90. And it really didn't
Remember
do
the day
much.
I said here
Yes.
that I just stepped out of my door, went to the neighborhood convenience store to buy this thing, a tuber of yam. I just wanted to do something quick. I picked the tin, put my hand in my pocket and asked how much, ready to bring out my 20 Ghana or 30 Ghana or something. Then they said 55 Ghana. I said, oh, okay, good morning to you. And I left.
But it's serious.
But I was in Kumasi 2 weekends ago or 3 weekends ago.
Yeah.
And you have 3 small pieces put together for 20 cities, or is it?
What was that?
25 cities. It's same yam put together. So I keep asking, are the food vendors not the problem?
I think there is some conversation to be had about maybe some profiteering, excessive profiteering that has seeped into our food industry. That has to be said. You know, I mean, business owners are reeling, but I think that we are having to bear the brunt as consumers a bit too much. Now, Alfredo is a data scientist, policy analyst, no stranger to our MG platforms, and he was reacting to the recent decline in inflation. We know that the numbers now stand at some 20.4%, a marginal drop. Now, overall, he says food inflation dipped to 19.1%, but what is concerning is how common food items continue to see significant increase in prices. If you go to statsghana.gov.gh, you'll see a full list of other food items. But fresh tomatoes, inflation 62%. Dried peppers, 60%. Garden eggs, 59%. Onions, close to 60%. Yam, 45%. So this is what is also accounting for what we're experiencing. So whilst we're seeing overall inflation, declining, slowing down, on the food front, our most popular food items are still subject to this high inflation. So some of it, I think, Sixtus, I agree with you, in the food space, there's a lot of profiteering going on. But is it also because we are not interrogating some of these items one by one by one?
For me, I think it's a mixture of things. First off, there's the fact that it's generally expensive to live in Accra, and the cost of living in Accra is very high. There's that bit.
That's right.
But there's also the dynamics where I think there's some level of profiteering. I think that I don't understand how Kumasi or Ashanti region that doesn't have any sea, so to speak, would have fish sell cheaper than in Accra. And I hear that there are some traders who go all the way to Kumasi to buy fish to come and sell in Accra. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Sixtus, have you heard of this?
I've heard of
not, but that would really be strange.
But some of them actually go to Kumasi to buy and come and sell here.
Fish?
Yes. I've heard of some traders who go there to buy because it's cheaper to buy from Kumasi and come to Accra to sell.
Cheddar has already started moving this.
But true, that's some of the narrative out there. Because think about it also. Things like, I know someone who drives to Kumasi to fix his car because it's cheaper than that in Accra. But remember that all these products were imported through the ports here in Accra. Majority of them.
As for the car conversation, even my father has recommended that I take my car to Swami magazine to go and procure some parts and actually, get my car fixed. He says the difference between the petrol there, I wouldn't even feel it.
And you see, I have experienced it too. I bought a product, I took that chance, bought a product from a car part from Kumasi. In Accra, it was being sold for 6,000. And I was told that if I don't even buy it today, tomorrow it will be 7,000. I got it for about 3,500 in Kumasi. Half the price. And this one, I paid like 50 Ghana to the bus that brought it in. So there's that conversation. And also there's the fact that, well, on the other hand, from the food side, cost of inputs have also gone up significantly because of the dollar conversation. A lot of the inputs that we use in our farming is imported, from the fertilizer to the seedlings and the likes. So that is where the conversation about ensuring that the fundamentals of the economy are doing better than we see right now. But then there's also the attitude bit. But then I also think that we have to really move the conversation from this our subsistence approach to farming.
Which one is the attitude bit?
In the sense that we have to get private investors really taking on this food production conversation and mass producing, because that is where we will benefit from the economies of scale. But also there's also the conversation of the many layers in the distribution channel, because the person will buy from the farmer at 50 pesos, sell it to the middle person at maybe 10 cedis. Before it gets to you, it is now 50 cedis. So I think it's a very mixed bag of things that we really need to fix. And maybe we should begin to copy the model of the West from the you have been in the UK. A lot of these big supermarkets, who a lot of them even produce and then they come and sell.
Yes.
So at least it breaks the long change of hands of the product, where the profiteering also happens.
That's true. So you've got a big chain in the UK called the Co-op, aka the Cooperative. And they're doing some great things in the space. All the things that we talk about. Listen, R.I.P. Dan Latte, he said what? Domestication. Closely tied into this conversation is galamsey. You are a net importer of food. You need the farmlands to produce the food. And yet, galamsey is ravaging the lands, and we can't seem to understand why we are where we are. But gentlemen, I wanted to play this for you quickly. And if you're watching us on Facebook this morning, what a treat. You're welcome. Now we're in collage form. Keche upon keche.
Yeah.
In 2022,
one mamiya.
Give it up to one mamiya. In 2022, I did a little experiment on New Day. The New Day crew sent me out with 20 Ghana cedis to find out what it is I could eat.
2 years ago.
2
years ago, right? Because we talked about fufu, I want to zoom in specifically on the fufu part. This is how much I spent 2 years ago. So this year, 2024, it is going to be different. Fosti, take us away. And there you have it. This is lunch. Now, this bowl of hot, steaming fufu set me back some 15 Ghana cedis. The fufu cost me 5 Ghana cedis, and the cow meat 10 Ghana cedis. Now this piece you're seeing here is the generosity of the cook. As it would appear, guys, the money for the day has been blown. I have just enough money to buy myself some sachets of water. Can 20 cedis feed a fully grown adult breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Well, the verdict is out. Bon appetit.
Welcome to 1000000.
You see the way I sunk my teeth into the meat arm? If you're watching us.
It's interesting that you were the one sent to go and eat.
In fact, that was on that same day that we met the security.
Oh.
So we started off in the cocoa line opposite Jubilee House, finding out how much patrons were paying. And he came with his badge. He said, "Yeah, I'm a security with the office of the president, and I'm here. Now I can't even buy the cocoa like I used to." Hey. And so as we were going to our last stop at the fufu stop, he tried to flag us down to remove the footage that we had captured of him. But just to draw the parallels that actually, Sixtus, wherever you are buying this your 2024 fufu and meat, they are very generous, because you saw the size of fufu that was in there, very small. They charged me 10 cedis and the meat was 50.
So you realize that it's doubled. No, you said your fufu was 5 cedis.
Yes, 5 cedis. Yes.
Now the minimum you can get for fufu is 10 cedis.
10 Ghana cedis.
10 Ghana cedis.
And that one you can swallow it with 3 muscles.
Exactly.
But I mean, this 5, I did it in 5 blues. A CD a blue. I really demolished this in 5 cedis.
Ellen, you have capacity power. You did this in 5
on top? Is that ginger?
Ginger.
Oh, nice.
And so they gave me, how much did I say the meat was? 15 or so.
10
cedis.
And there was a generous.
The cook saw that.
So what did you do with the 5 Ghana?
At that point, I think I had bought, the money was finished though. I had bought cocoa. I don't think I could eat dinner. The formation was 1-1 that day. And I had to substitute it with what? 110, yes.
So the breakfast was 5 cedis.
5 cedis, I think. I managed to get some milkless cocoa or so.
But the rate at which these things are going, we may soon start buying the soup and things.
So now...
Oh, you see now, can you buy the pepper? So, yeah.
So now, if 2 years ago you were doing 110, it is safe to conclude that the argument of 100 or 001 cannot be disputed today.
At all. I think that's a lot of people's reality.
Because 20 cedis, can you even buy cocoa with 20 cedis today?
The question cry is, what is the minimum wage? And how does it translate into all of this?
That's
the real thing.
The minimum wage was increased recently.
To what?
Okay, you check.
Because it's Sixtus. So, that's the reality. People are doing 100. I mean, 1 meal a day. That's what people can afford to eat.
But often people would also narrow down the conversation or the cost of food to specific locations.
That is right.
Depending on where you are. So if you are buying a bowl of kenkey around the East Legon area, even around Oponglo these days, they say it's East Legon. I remember the fight I used to have with the taxi drivers back then when I was living around the Oponglo area. Depending on the mood of the driver, they'll tell you, so you say you are going to Oponglo, then they'll mention some outrageous. I say, Oponglo, higher. I say, East Legon.
No. We beg them. Oponglo can probably East Legon, because that's what they are now using to inflate our food prices. We beg them.
Guys,
so if you are buying kenkey around Oponglo, I'm sure it will be different from you buying kenkey around the Medina roundabout or the Medina market area or Ogbodu area. No, even Ogbodu area will be expensive.
It will be.
Because funny enough, I hear Abelemkpe is about, that's in terms of rent, it's about the most expensive area to live in Accra. This statistics from like 2 years ago, yes.
In terms of renting?
Rent.
Okay.
Yeah, that was specific to rent.
I can see that actually. I can see that. I can see that for sure.
Would you add Joulu to
I was going to say Abelemkpe Joulu for sure.
Yeah, I know that enclave, but is that more expensive than East Legon? And that's more expensive than East Legon?
Potentially tied. Definitely more expensive than North Legon.
Trasacco area.
You know, average, let's say the average middle class person would not readily think about East Legon.
So it's a middle class conversation? We have to look at it. Okay, yes. but I do know that those places, even some places within the Abelemkpe enclave, they charge in dollars actually. Yeah, even Tessanos, there are some places. So, but I'm just wondering the comparison between the two. But guys, minimum wage is 18 cedis. I think 15 pesos. Yeah, 18 cedis, 15 pesos.
Before then, it was what, 16 cedis?
Yeah, I think so. But the point is that based on what Ellen just showed us, then you go do zero. But it's only once a day you can eat. I'm not sure what else you can get.
Even that
reduce
how much I eat because of the price.
If you do watch it Tangana Shitonkwa for morning, then so it means that you have to stop drinking porridge or tea in the morning.
Okay.
You do something that can sustain you.
That's right.
You know.
But if you eat early, you'll be hungry early.
You have to hold out.
So you do the watch it Tangana
around what time?
Around what time?
Around 9-10 a.m.
Charlie, 6 to
so that by 3 p.m. you do some fufu, Tengana.
The money is 18 cedis. How are you going to do the fufu?
I will shift back the
Yeah, based on the minimum wage. Because you see, this would be the yardstick for a lot of people. And just by the way, if you're on the minimum wage, I don't know how they come by these things. At the end of the month, if you work 20 times in a month, you would earn about 370 cedis. How on earth are you expected to live on when it can barely even feed you?
That's right.
To make it easier, say by day. If you've done, call it by day. Mark you by day. So it means that they are giving you 18 Ghana per day that you work.
18
Ghana.
15 pesos. 15
pesos.
Yeah.
So 18 Ghana. From this 18 Ghana, you are taking trotro to site. You are eating
18 Ghana. You can't take trotro. I beg you. You have to walk. 18
so I'm doing the breakdown.
These days, the cheapest transport fare is like 5 cedis.
Okay. So you're supposed to do trotro from your location, from your house to site, right? Then you're supposed to take lunch from there, or breakfast and lunch from
the 18 Ghana.
From the 18.
Remember that you've taken 5 cedis, or if I can't
just follow me. I'm trying to spend the 18 Ghana.
Hey, okay. Sorry.
Walk with me.
Sorry. Let's go.
So, let's say that you live in Madena. Okay. Site is, say, Bauleshi. You are working around Bauleshi.
All right.
Okay. So, from Madena to Bauleshi, it's more than 5 Ghana.
Yeah, it should be
more than 5 Ghana.
Okay.
So, you won't even get a straight car. Okay.
So when you drop at Okpongolo, then you walk up?
You walk up.
Okay.
So you take from Madena, drop at Okpongolo, and do exercise so that you be healthy. Okay. Then at site, you buy a ball of kenke. Let's say
5 cedis.
Yeah, 1 ball of kenke
5
with
cedis.
pepper.
Okay. 1 ball.
1 ball.
Charlie, Sixtus, missing work with 1 ball there. Yeah.
No, but when we are doing those jobs, we don't. Okay, so kenke.
That's when you need the carbohydrate too.
Maybe I would say gobe.
Or bambara beans and gari.
Or the budget will be blown with the gari.
Because gobe, the least you can buy now is like 10 cedis. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And that's why I said cocoa no come inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, 10 cedis, like average, starting price.
Okay, listen.
18 Ghana is
we'll come to the Adrianomics in due course. Let us know how much your favorite street food is now costing you. We'll jump into the news review. Myself, Sixtus, and Michael, we have a number of papers in front of us. Not so many today. I think about 5 newspapers. I'm sure a few more will trickle in due course. The Daily Analyst this morning, 3 alleged land guards arrested for attacking police officers at Comet Estates. Revocation of fund management license. Government releases some 1.5 billion Ghana cedis to affected investors. Galamsey crisis, something that's still on our radar and on the menu this morning on 3 FM Sunrise. Mazda demands immediate action, threatens mass protest. You've got Atiq Mohammed, Executive Director of Mazda. I chronicled their demands as well yesterday during our Galamsey conversation. Galamsey crackdown. Akufo-Addo deploys police and military. as CSOs, organized labor, and others mount pressure. That's something to note on the Galamsey issue. Have you heard about that? Have you cited the reports? The president is cracking the whip. He's sending the police, or in fact has sent the police and military back into the illegal mining sites. Galamsey menace still on the front page of the Daily Analyst. Redeem your presidency and act now. Media coalition tells Akufo-Addo and Duncan Williams. Others call for immediate ban on Galamsey. I saw that Ike Donko yesterday had gone to file her nominations. She was asked a few questions, nothing on Galamsey. If I have the opportunity, I'm going to be asking her what are her thoughts on Galamsey. She did say, though, that her policy is still one journalist, one car. She added as well, there'll be petrol and chop money added to that. Yeah.
Has she found a running mate? Is it still Adakabre?
Are you interested in putting yourself
No,
on?
at this point.
Maybe that's why he wore his hat today. But talking about commenting on Galamsey, Guta has also released a statement. The Ghana Union of Traders Association is calling on the government to view recent numerous public outcries on the effect of Galamsey as total public support for immediate decisive action to end the menace. So Guta has also joined the four. I think so far more than 10 organizations have come out to speak about it.
We went on that extensively yesterday on the show, just looking at the institutions and organized bodies that have commented on the matter so far. And I like the way every organization is jumping on it. I mean, it shows, well, for some, they are just seeking attention, but it shows that we all want the same thing.
Absolutely. Let me take you also to the New Finder newspaper. $40 million bitumen plant operational. It will transform infrastructure landscape in Ghana and sub-region. Neglect of performing arts, critical oversight. I'll tell you who's saying that. And also, stability crucial for business growth. That's coming from the GEA. You've got Nana Dr. Emmanuel Edu Sarkodie pictured here. Gentlemen.
Let me start with the Custodian newspaper. I was looking for a particular story on the front page. I was looking for the paper itself. Audu, there are blank pages in your publication today. What happened? Okay, so front page of the Custodian newspaper. Banner headline, I will jail illegal miners. Mahama flip-flops on Galamsey fight. That's the story I'm looking for, but I don't seem to be able to find it. The page is not indicated. I want to see where the flip-flopping is. But the story... Okay, the story seems curiously missing.
So while you look for it, Daily Guide, Daily Graphic.
Congratulations.
You want to corrupt me. Daily Graphic, Trust EC for Credible Register, has a picture of Jean Mensah, deputy, that's the chairperson of the EC, Samuel Tete. Middle, he is the deputy chairman operations, and you see Dr. Bossman Eric Asari, also deputy chairman. We'll reopen discussions on handing over mission schools. That's according to John Mahama. Fighting Galamsey, martial security to eliminate menace. That's according to the GPCC. I think that's Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic. Let me find out. This is on page 13. The church now has waded into the conversation, and yes, the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, GPCC, has urged the government to deploy the entire security network to clamp down on illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, across the country once and for all. The security operation, the ecumenical, I've not heard that word before. Body said, from a disappointed, should be well coordinated, but should be preceded by a massive educational campaign that will rope in all stakeholders in the catchment areas of illegal mining activities in the country. I guess that's in line with what you were saying the other time, that we have to get the communities also involved, because it looks like they are also collaborators in all of this. But a very interesting one there. Rent Control launches digital platform to address loopholes. I just want to, please, I have to read it. I am interested in seeing how they plan to use digital platforms to address loopholes, because The Rent Control Department has launched its digital platform to address the loopholes in Ghana's traditional rental service system. The platform, rentcontrol.mwh.gov.gh, will allow both landlords and tenants to handle crucial tasks online, such as registering properties, filing complaints, and resolving disputes without visiting the rent control offices in person. One of the platform's key feature is its ability to facilitate the digital signing of tenancy agreements, streamlining rental processes and eliminating the need for physical paperwork, which will not only save time but also ensure more secure and transparent record keeping. We are happy for them.
It's what, an app?
A website.
A website, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way they said you can handle that thing online, like they are tired of you coming to the office.
When you were reading and commenting, you see this Akufo-Addo song, the one that starts with Rim. I think it's that the Lumba song.
We beg you.
Oh, but you know the song.
Which one is that?
You know, it's like only you know the song.
2016 song.
Sing it, let's hear.
Why are you trying to show?
You see, the problem is
let me run through
if the
this one.
fundamentals are not fixed, the digitization won't solve anything.
So this website where you can go there
And lodge complaints. Yeah. But the point is that if I come to your office and I lodge complaints and I don't get solution, what's the difference that the website makes?
I am physically present in your office. You are not minding.
It's the online one.
Me to go and write
But
it
maybe
online.
that's the
It's like, what's it called?
maybe that's the issue, that when you come in your numbers there, you disrupt the web. So you stay away and we can have that peace
But
of
the people
mind
don't
to
sleep
deal
in
with
their
it.
offices. And I'm not sure that you go and lodge the complaint and you sit there and wait for them to resolve it. Definitely somebody will take your complaint, ask you to go and come back. Definitely that's what will happen. I have never been to a rent control office. I have never. But I'm just imagining that is what will happen. And do people still even have faith in the rent control system?
That's
that's
discussion.
another thing. Let me quickly run through
Just
this
a quick one. It looks like this yearly by yearly payment of rent is quite peculiar to Ghana too. If you look
The
at
what?
payments of rent in bulk like this, it looks like it's very peculiar to Ghana. It's like the 1 year, 2 years thing.
Yeah.
If you look at some other African
Helen
countries.
can speak to that. She has rented in the UK and is still renting in the UK.
I
she
live in
rents
Ghana.
I was
now,
even
and
talking about Africa, boy. It's not even.
That's true. I thought that, first of all, the Ghana system is quite interesting, but I thought that maybe it's replicated on the continent. It's really not.
It's not true.
It's not a
Some
thing.
are doing
Not. And
Some are
you see,
doing
that is what
monthly,
makes it
quarterly.
so difficult for young people to start life.
Absolutely.
True.
Okay. And it's the
Absolutely.
reason a lot of people don't want to accept national service postings to places that are far from their ordinary places of residence. Because if I was born and bred in Accra, then you post me to Ullo. I don't know anybody in Ullo. I have never been to Ullo before. Then I have to go to Ullo. Yes, the people of Ullo are generous people. And once you have been posted there, I know my people. You may even end up getting accommodation for free. It's a reality.
Okay.
As for food, I'm sure you get a lot of food.
Yes, you. But things are getting hard for everybody.
Anything.
Because back then, I have seen and lived that generosity. You see, you would find a teacher, a nurse posted to the community who is getting foodstuff free of charge. On days that mothers are going for antenatal, every mother is carrying a bowl of something to go and give to this nurse who is a foreigner in the community. And so things were much easier then. And that was where you saw the true definition of generosity, and people were willing to accept postings. But today, even national service, they post you to a community. There's nothing in the community for you. You have to go and look for your own accommodation. You have to buy food. You have to look for good water to drink. Your safety is questionable. On top of it all, the money that the small alawa that you are expecting to keep body and soul together, it will come once every 10 months. How do we expect people to start life? We simply cannot.
Listen, you are talking about starting life. Those of us who are even who have taken a step further beyond starting life, one of the biggest budget on my expenses is rent, and it's very frustrating because you see, if you have to raise a lump sum to pay for a year or two, it can be very problematic, especially when cost of living keeps shocking you by the day. And you see, the schools are increasing their fees. The books you are buying are going up. Cost of petrol is going up. Even the food is going up. So you see, what you would have ordinarily even been able to save to go and pay the rents now,
eating Ghana a day.
You understand?
I was quite intrigued when Dr. Appiah talked about a credit system, right? Because in other parts of the world, if you're a young person, well, you've got some assistance and you now have a place, you want to furnish it, you can get into some credit agreement and, over time pay for it. Here in Ghana, when you struggle to even get a place, uncle has helped, you've put some savings together. Now to furnish it, you enter a furniture shop. That couch you want, 27,000. If you don't have that 27,000 there, you go home couchless. And that is another thing that it's making it so difficult. I remember in the UK when I finished uni, I didn't have a job. Aban gave me something like £70 a week just to keep and then send me to go and learn some skills, some typing, some Excel to build my capacity. Also help me find a job.
This was after uni.
No, in fact, this was after law school. After uni, I jumped into law school. After law school, as soon as I finished and I was waiting to get into work, I was looking 2-3 months, nothing was coming. I went and signed up for job seekers and £70 a week. I could eat, I could get transports, I was learning a skill. That's how young people get into that life. I bought my first car with, I think, 6 months of saving.
Because £70 have
based on that £70 allowance.
This is many years ago. And bear in mind, inflation in the UK got up to 10% only, during the COVID time, and that is the highest. In our textbooks, we used to learn that if you get to 10%, they actually break glass. So prices of goods and services have relatively, over a time period, remained the same. A can of baked beans, tuna, all those things that used to be £1. 10 years ago, they've still remained that same.
Just for the records, your £70 is 1,400.
Today.
Even if today.
This is over a decade ago. Over
it, and today is 1,400.
So let's assume the exchange rate at the time was even 5 cities.
Where do? So it means that £70 is like somebody's salary, like a lot of people's salary.
Yes.
£70.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That assume. So do the conversion again using.
And I'm sure now they
let's
probably
assume the rate was 5 Ghana at the time.
No, the point is that even now, that £70 most likely have gone up.
It's gone up.
So it's even further.
Yes.
I'm sure.
It's
been adjusted to reflect that. And that's how I see that in other jurisdictions, young people have that opportunity, to do certain things. The things I did at 20 or whatever in the UK, I could never do it in my 30s in Ghana. And that is a fact.
And you see, you spoke about the credit system. Think about it too. So it's really frustrating, Ellen. So look at it too. You can't afford it today. So you are saving money to go and buy it. So now you save for 2 years to go and buy it.
Oh, Charlie.
By the time you save and you get there, the price has probably doubled or gone up. Now your savings zero. It can't buy what you were saving for.
It can't buy.
So it's like a rat race. However, if I got a credit system that allowed me to pay for it in bits today, at least by the time it gets there,
it will mitigate that
you
pressure.
Understand.
You can follow along that journey of inflation or whatever it is. But here, like I said, if you're a young person, you walk into a store, if you don't have that money, hot to purchase those items, forget about it. You see young women doing all sorts. You see young men doing all sorts because the situation is it is do or die. It is due. I no longer look at people in a certain way when they make certain decisions because I don't have anything to tell you. These young women, sometimes they tell me, listen, the things I'm having to do, what do I even say? Because rent, she needs a place to stay. What do I say? What do I say? I don't have the money for it. What can I say?
You just reminded me of a friend who's in the UK right now. He said, he worked in a bank in Ghana, and he said it took him 3 months to save to buy a television.
In
Ghana. In the UK, it took him, is it a week or 3 days?
That pay you get now.
Yeah, can buy TV. Like
you go, or at least that credit system, you have something.
He said he paid cash, but like he went to carry the TV in like 1 week or something like that.
You know what that does to your psyche, to your self-esteem. You know what that does to young people.
You are even suspicious when you buy something out there. You buy something you pay in cash.
Because most people will just everything is tied in.
Yes.
But Dr. Bawumia says UK doesn't have Ghana card, so they should come and learn from us. Come and get Ghana card. Anyway, Sixtus, please run through that because I do want to play for you the voice of Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and then we'll jump into our community voices.
So, Helen, I will say that this year's election is about two things. I will consider Galamsey and my pocket. First of all, I'm asking myself, which of the so many candidates putting themselves up is able to provide me a kind of leadership that guarantees me my daily bread and my savings, number one. So that at least where I sit, I am not supposed to be a poor person. There are people who inbox me every day asking me for money. It means that they see me to be somebody who should have it. Okay. Maybe because you see, when you appear on TV too, it's a problem. One mommy, I'll stop streaming. So it means that society has placed you on a certain pedestal. And by that definition or categorization, you are supposed to be able to afford something and still have something for the less privileged.
And even that affects your mental psyche.
And that affects you. So you get a lot of requests that you're unable to satisfy any of them. So that's one of the things I'm looking at. Which of the so many candidates paying 100,000 Ghana cedis to become president can guarantee me or provide me the leadership that guarantees me that life? It is not an extravagant life. The life that earns me my daily bread, good enough for me and my family, and I'm able to at least address other problems that come.
So you are not asking for the fancy things in life. Let's say, for example, here we are commercial bus drivers, trotro drivers. We deem them to have a certain place in our society. Unfortunately, juxtapose that with, say, a bus driver in the UK. A bus driver in the UK lives a life that a banker can also live because there are systems in place. A bus driver will take their family on holiday twice a year, will buy a new car every 5 years, will be able to afford a large TV, eat at restaurants at least 2 or 3 times a month. They are living comfortable in dignity.
Yes, in dignity.
In dignity.
That is how to put it, in dignity. Okay. So number 2, I am also looking for a candidate who will assure me or convince me that this degradation of the environment, pollution of the water body, destruction of the forest cover will not be tolerated under his or her leadership. So these are the 2 things I'm looking at as I prepare to vote on December 7. If you are under the sound of my voice, speaking under the anointing right now,
hallelujah,
begin to think about yourself. Begin to think about your family. And if you are a parent, more importantly, if you are a parent, you will understand the thing I am talking about. By now, you have already received the Dear Parents.
That's right.
And you have gone through that long message. Schools have been in session for 2-3 weeks now.
That's right.
By now, your school has already started harassing you. That, Charlie, we resume school how many weeks this? We are not hearing from you. That is a lot of, and to be honest, it is not easy running a business. So those of us who struggle to pay school fees and are delaying in paying the school fees, it's not that we don't understand how much stress the school operators or administrators are going through, but we are equally going through stress. So if you are a citizen, not a spectator, and you want to vote in this election, I think that you should also begin to ask yourself those questions. Don't pick your phone, call in when we activate the phone lines and start insulting me. I am talking about what I am feeling. Before you insult me, and today, Helen, I'm going to sit through here. If anybody insults me, I'll respond.
Hey. Please remove your card before you respond.
Please, Sixtus, I beg you.
So let each one of us, and before you call, I know that we get a lot of calls from serial callers.
Yes.
But today, Mr. Serial Caller, before you call into this show, ask yourself, what is in my pocket? What is my condition? How much am I able to afford? How much can I comfortably afford on food just today?
What is my formation today?
What is my formation today? And again, please, eat before you call in. Then when you call in, you can tell me that I have eaten my breakfast, I can eat my lunch, and I can eat my supper.
Very passionate
before
this morning.
you make that call.
The custodian newspaper.
Custodian newspaper. Again, I will jail illegal miners Mahama flip-flops on Galamsey fight. The story is not in the paper. Editor,
there's some
my good friend Mahama.
Missing.
Yes, ink missing. Audu, please check. I think there's a serious problem with the paper.
So
printing
the print
today.
is just not.
Yeah,
okay,
the 2 pages are missing.
Okay.
I think that's supposed to be page 3. And page something.
The ink was flip-flopping.
So guys, just to
let me just finish with this that we don't. Government to guarantee 50 more community mining schemes. This is Lands and Natural Resources Minister speaking, and the story is supposed to be on page 2. Government to guarantee 50 more community mining schemes.
I'll play a voice for you, Sixtus, off the back of that when we run.
Okay.
Finish.
Akufo-Addo opens Guel's $40 million bitumen processing facility. That should be good news.
Yes, it is.
I moved to. There's actually a story that caught my attention. It's not on the front page, but it's on page 11 of the Custodian newspaper. It's a national embarrassment, and I'm taking this because it's one of my favorites of all time, Stephen Appiah. And he says it's a national embarrassment. Stephen Appiah on Black Stars playing at neutral venue. And I want to agree with my celebrity that I cannot imagine. I never thought that we will get to this day that we will say that Ghana is not playing on home. This is how low we have sunk as a people, and we shouldn't be talking. I mean, we have what? National Sports Authority, we have Ministry of Youth and Sports, we have National Sports Authority, we have a GFA, we pay our coaches in dollars. We pride ourselves in how much we spend on our coaches, and we don't have a. Away from that. Daily Guide newspaper.
Can we get some water for Sixtus?
No, this one I have to add.
Can we get some water for
We
Sixtus,
are a so-called footballing nation. I mean, when we talk about football in Africa, we are proud to mention the Abedi Peles. We are proud to mention I almost said Azuma Nelson.
Water has to come sooner rather than later, please. Back end.
Add some sugar to it.
Please, we need your support.
Seriously, you talk about football in Africa.
Your heart is tight today. What's going on?
It's building pressure, bro.
Yes,
you calm down.
It is.
It is. I mean,
see how proud we were at the first World Cup appearance. See how excited we were when we beat USA.
We have had days of
see how many times we re-narrated the story.
In 2010, our FIFA world ranking was 16th after our stellar performance.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, this is what I'm talking about. In the next decade, we will be among the top 5.
Those of you who were traveling, anywhere you went to, you proudly said, I'm a Ghanaian, even when they didn't ask you.
From young, it's been my claim to fame as a Ghanaian has been my cocoa and black. Oh, from the land of cocoa, the Black Stars, the land of cocoa, the Black Stars, the land of cocoa. And for me, that is my source of pride. Now, our FIFA ranking, the numbers have changed. We've gone from 16th to 61st.
Come on. And we don't have a pitch. We don't have a pitch to play on. We have to go and pay. And you see, that's people don't get the weight of this.
Yes.
We are not just going to say, Cote d'Ivoire, open your pitch for us.
Of course
we have to pay for it.
And so Bill was telling us,
was
telling us that our bill in Morocco is going to be high because in Morocco, if you go there and play, they protect their pitch like nobody's business.
Yes, because they're investing in it.
You have to pay. We're going to have to pay heavily to get our staff there, our teams there, everybody there, and pay for the pitch. So we have some hefty bills. So a country that doesn't have money, we are allergic to maintenance. We are allergic to saving money.
When we played Niger in Morocco, you saw how empty the pitch was. Because you cannot afford to bus your people. In addition to paying for all of those things, you can't afford to have that crowd.
So on all fronts, you are losing. You are losing the enthusiasm of a supportive crowd. You don't have money, so you are also losing extra on that front. The humiliation of it.
When we're doing well, musicians were making money off the team because there was a lot of music composed out of football and for football. And I don't know whether they were selling it, but I'm just imagining that if they sold all the songs that they composed and played and sang, I mean, there would have been some real good income for them. Okay, so music was benefiting. Our national pride was boosted. What Forex is that branding was good for us.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine how much we are losing, and we are still going around speaking big English.
And how much did we spend printing name tags again?
On that A4 sheet paper.
Charlie,
Charlie, I saw this thing that they said they spend so much to print. It was A4. Unless there was another something.
And they all look very pathetic. But guys, just to touch on the whole economy bit briefly before we wrap up, and then maybe go through some comments. Guys, times are tough. And like you were saying about the electorate, this time around, everybody has to sit down, listen and analyze every policy that whichever political party is proposing. And let's get this country, for lack of a better word, back on track. Because times are really rough. I was speaking to a young girl. She's about 13 or so. She's in JSS 2, I think. I asked the girl, school has reopened, aren't you going to school? She will ignore the question and dodge. Then I started probing. She says she's in a government school. Her textbooks are 1,600.
Excuse me?
Government school textbook, thousands. So I wasn't sure. So I inquired and I heard that now that's the going rate.
No.
1,600.
It cannot be.
You should check how much an exercise book now is. Exercise book 1. You should check and see how much it is. So now, the girl says her mother has told her she doesn't have money.
Remember the conversation about all emphasis being put on free SHS and the lower levels.
To the detriment of our foundational levels. Yes.
So now, the poor girl says her mother is a cleaner. If the mother can't afford this, what should she do? So she's told the poor girl that she won't go to school until next 3 terms. Yeah.
That's the end of the academic year.
Basically, until when she can afford the money and then pay for her
the
daughter.
Cost of the books will not come down.
Do you understand?
So 100% chances that she's not going to go the following year either.
And this is the problem and the reality for a lot of people in the country. And we need to wake up and stop politicizing it because times are not looking good. And you see, my fear is that this is a young adolescent girl. What is she going to be doing for 1 year sitting at home? What will she be doing? If this young girl starts meddling with boys right now and she gets pregnant, so society will still criticize. But the bottom line is times are tough. And we need to get to the bottom because look at, even we supposed middle class people, Charlie, it is by grace. There are much more people who are earning 18 cities. How are they surviving? So like you were saying, today, if you're a Ghanaian, you are listening to us, don't sit at home and sit aloof and pretend like you don't care because the heat is on. And we all need to hold duty bearers to account. Enough of the political gimmicks. Enough of the political talks.
The annoying ones are those Ghanaians who say, me, I won't vote. I don't even know why you say that. Why would you even say you won't
in
vote?
Australia, if you don't vote, then you'll be fined. You have to pay something like 600 Australian dollars. So if you don't vote, you pay. You pay for your lack of.
I mean, you are going about
complaining.
There's an opportunity for you to make a decision. Then you say you won't take that responsibility.
Charlie.
I mean, how?
Well, gentlemen, I want us to end on this quickly because I see our phone lines are already blinking. Do bear with me very quickly. I'll plug them in just about a minute or so on this issue of Galamsey. Then we can read some comments and then we make a move on it. Now we've been asking, and by we I mean CSO. Rocky Dawuni, the clergy, chiefs, everybody, you and I, asking for government to wake up and address this canker of Galamsey. Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable George Meku Duka, has been responding to all of these calls as far as a ban on small-scale mining in its entirety is concerned. Gentlemen, recall yesterday, the three of us had some banter as far as that is concerned. Take a listen to Deputy Minister. Tell me what you make of his assertions.
It is misdirected because I was expecting them to have condemned the statement made by His Excellency, the former President Mahama, before even calling for this action. Because you can't just, in a way, out of the blue, you just say, put a ban. Ban on what? What are the metrics? What have you done? What analysis have you done? The statement that President Mahama made was unfortunate. So why didn't they, in a way, ask him to apologize? Secondly, yes, people are destroying our river bodies. There are measures we need to take to clamp down recalcitrant who are destroying our river bodies. And I agree with them perfectly. And I agree with Ghanaians on their call to wake up on the battle against irresponsible mining. But I am personally against the call for the ban on mining generally. You can't ban mining. I mean, why must you ban mining? If, for example, you do an audit and there are infractions in a company, do you collapse the company or you correct the infractions? It's better for you to correct the infractions and move on. Have a very organized kind of company than to say just close it down. Then we would have closed all the companies in Ghana, because year in, year out, they organize audits and they flag some infractions. So if that is going to be the modus operandi, then we'll be closing all the companies in Ghana. So I don't think that is the way to go. The section that we are facing the challenges, how do we resolve the challenge? That must be the
So questions still being asked, and the Deputy Minister says, well, what are we standing on to ask for small-scale mining in its entirety to be halted? We'll come back to this most certainly, because today we're still talking about Galamsey and you. We set the tone this week and we keep the steam on the issue. But Sixtus, you say you have some exciting comments for us. The phone lines are blinking, guys. Just give us 2 minutes. We will activate the phone lines. I promise you. I promise you.
No, the voice has even ignited more anger.
And I didn't even finish it because, guys, Munyabutre. Okay.
Nana Yabosumpim has given us that angry face. Say, don't angry me. So it was good idea for them to close banks. That doesn't directly responding to.
But that was a shade.
Capsule says, who is talking? Some of these politicians need to take hot water early morning.
Please,
they are making PhD look unattractive.
Honorable George Miracle-Duka speaking there.
The current administration is very tactical in shortchanging Ghanaians to win elections. We don't like honest politicians who tell us things are difficult when they are. So the big talkers have the mantle. We all day inside like that till further notice if we don't wise up. This is Derek Kunsana. Michael, be calming down. He said, be calming down. He didn't say calming down. He said, be calming down. So be calming down. Calm down.
Like I should go lower on the seat or something.
Neron, good morning. Sixtus, do breathe in and out. Capsules.
Thank you.
Adole Mole, good morning, Sunrise. Sixtus, you are right. School fees payers, i.e. parents, are struggling to pay school fees, struggling to buy textbooks and stationery. Meanwhile, school owners are burdened with all hefty statutory payments, GRA, business operating permit, property rate, and more. Cost of foodstuff is going up all the time. Common momoni is expensive. Oh, Charlie, momoni and Kobe. Really not easy doing business in this country called Ghana. People asking me to calm down. Charlie, it's not small. It's not a small thing.
Gentlemen, you're so passionate this morning.
What happened to Johnny's bite? Yes, Johnny is not well. He's on
Helen, he who feels it knows it, right?
No, you see, that is why I'm saying that if any serial caller calls this morning, we will take the person on. When you call, tell us your situation before you start speaking politics.
Today we'll also mix in the conversation with Adrian Economics. So tell us what the food
tell us your situation. Tell us where you live, what you eat, what your formation is. Yeah,
yes.
That's
yes.
what your formation is before you go on to tell us that so and so is not a
you've
serious
heard the
person.
directive from Sixtus. When you call, let us know what is today's formation.
I just saw a comment that said these days we fast and eat when food is available.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. So now it's not about what your appetite.
Yeah, no.
So what do you have?
It's availability issues.
Yes, it's really not about your appetite. Really not about your appetite any longer.
Capsules is at it again. Don't worry. After this election, we'll know the number of mental hospitals to build.
Gentlemen, shall I activate the phone lines? Do we have any more juicy comments coming
The comments are plenty.
Bedu Kwame, are you enjoying this situation, or you need some draconian measures like protest to confront this extraordinary situation? Also, okay, I think that's responding to some Other comment. I think it's time the salary of Ghanaians are paid per hour. With an HR, good morning.
You want to shake this table?
You are talking about salary per hour. This morning, as a Ghanaian, you owe 21,000 cedis. Okay, let's come together and clear our debt stock. Michael, how much can you pay today? How much can you pay today?
I need
it in your
Abiam, how much? Abiam says today you can pay 1,000.
Hey, clap for Abiam.
We'll set up a short code, then you'll be paying.
So
small.
comment is actually Neron's comment. It says that I think it's time the salary of Ghanaians are paid per hour with an increase every year, just as it's done in UK. Employees see the monthly salary as too much to give employers. Maybe the other way. Employers probably see the salary as too much to give employees. But when it's broken down in hours, they will see, okay, I think I get what he's saying. You know, you are marked per the hour.
Okay.
And you can actually take on multiple jobs.
Or multiple hours.
Multiple hours. So you can do, say you do 3 hours with Media General, go and do 3 hours with another company, go and do 3 hours with another company. But there's a cap on how many hours you can work per day.
Right.
I think that's the model he's talking about.
And a lot
but
of companies will also do their hours. So they'll say if you want to work late or weekend,
yes.
Sometimes some companies will say, let me give you double per the hour just for working at the weekend, and you sign up. But like you said, there's a cap. There's a cap. You're right.
Because the system is also interested in your well-being.
Oh, yes.
So you are not overworked. It's not like this country that you are expected to report to work at 8 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. In the same day. So the system, even though the system is trying to let you earn your keep, the system also is after your welfare, so it will regulate how many hours you spend.
Like with some, even with betting, some of their online platforms, if you play 20 games, the app shuts you out because they're also thinking about your well-being. You will not be allowed to bet more. Your mental state and addiction and all of that. So measures are also being taken to ensure your well-being.
You know, that is one of the reasons a lot of our guys, they go on these scholarship programs and they come back very rich. Because as they are studying, they find 1 or 2 things to do and they are paid per the hour. So people are able to take care of themselves. I don't know how legal that is because you also need
have to have a cap,
permit.
I think, on hours. Some people too use some other tactical means. But Sixtus, let me plug the numbers. I don't think my callers will forgive me if I hold on any longer. 0559 242 717. That's